Welcome to the Brooklyn Brownstone School.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Brownstone School.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Brownstone School.
The mission and vision of the Brooklyn Brownstone School is really to create community advocates who become the artists, architects, teachers, professionals of the community, but that when they leave the Brooklyn Brownstone School, that they're competitive so that they can go to any school in New York City. We really want to prepare them to have a choice to go to the middle and high schools of their choice.
The genesis of the Brooklyn Brownstone School started with the Stuyvesant Heights Parents Association. We were looking at what is needed in the community. What can we leave the community that is of value to not only us, but to all of our neighbors and friends?
We started meeting at Solomon's Porch and just brainstorming what we can do to start a school, what we need to do. And fortunately, we do have some parents that are involved in the DOE who were familiar with starting schools.
Obviously, we live in Bedford-Stuyvesant. There's lots of schools in this community. The reason we chose to start a new school is that we wanted to put our own personal touch and create a culture from the ground up.
We had experts come in from charter schools, from public schools, from independent schools to give us their take on why they started the type of school that they started. So we decided to go with the public school. Not everyone can afford an independent school. Not everyone wanted to go the charter school route.
We heard about the Brownstone School and decided that we wanted to get involved early so that we could certainly help the school develop and grow, and also so that we could put a mark on what will be our son's education. I believe that a strong public school system is important for every great community in New York. I guess it's kind of like a farm team in baseball. If you've got a great public school, you know that you're putting together great new members of your community.
It's a safe place where we are familiar with the teachers. It's where we can come back to eventually. If we leave the neighborhood, we come back to the neighborhood. This is where our children started. This is where we started school. And of course, education is the most important thing. Without education, you have nothing.
A lot of our parents have been schlepping or taking their children out of the community and into other communities to educate their children. And this is kind of a detriment to the community. However, if the attention was focused more on Bedford-Stuyvesant, having a great community school or having a great school in the community, I think that a lot of the shopping and the dollars and the attention and the political acceptance would move back into Bedford-Stuyvesant, into our community.
I grew up in a community where I went to school in the community, I hung out in the community. Everything I did was right near my home. I could walk everywhere. And we thought that that was important for our kids. And so a school in the community that you can walk to makes you have more ownership of where you live and be more responsible for what's happening in your community.
And we live in Bed-Stuy, which is historically known for community activism and for community members really advocating for themselves and for their needs and the desires of the community. So why not instill that in our children from the elementary school age?
When you look at the really fabulous communities, and there are so many of them in New York, you can certainly, I think in most cases, discover that there's a great public school in those communities. And all the residents of the community can feel proud, regardless of whether or not they have a child in those schools. They can feel proud that their neighborhood is home to a great public school.
The support of the school, even if you don't have a child here, is important because it makes the community better. When you have a school that's great, the businesses want to open when there's a great school and people are supporting that school. So there's more restaurants to choose from. There's more other kinds of businesses, and so we could have a walking neighborhood. But it really starts with great schools, and the Brooklyn Brownstone School is the foundation. We can start from here.
For a school to be successful, I think it needs community support, whether it be financial, whether it be volunteering, finding teachers, having fundraising events, volunteering with after-school programs, having parents directly involved in the classroom. All those things help support a school.
Every school needs community contact and outreach. So as we have photographers, writers, entrepreneurs in the community, we need those people to come in and say, hey, this is what I do, these are the services that I can offer, but they also serve as an example of what our students can be and can become. So when you see someone who looks like you or who lives in your neighborhood doing something that you've always wanted to do, it's possible because your neighbor does it. And so everyone asks, you know, when we started the school, what can I do? How can I help? Can we put together furniture? Can we unpack? Can we offer this service or that service? And I think most services are truly welcome, from creating flyers and brochures to taking photos to helping to write grants.
Schools that really do well, their PTAs raise $100,000 a year. That's the same sort of thing that we need to happen for the Brooklyn Brownstone School. We need people in the community who are invested in seeing this school shine and be a gem.
As a way of showing, you know, your pride in this neighborhood and a way of showing that you want to take ownership of this neighborhood, then you should help us build this school.
The Brooklyn Brownstone School.
A community
Where your child
Can grow.